The alternate shark harmonic pattern indicator, which is offered for various platforms on the TradingFinder website. From this section, you can download the indicator file for MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 platforms and run it on your chart. Traders can also read this page to learn about how the indicator works and its functionality. From the Navigator section, we select the indicator file, and by dragging the file onto the chart, we run the indicator. Once the indicator is placed on the chart, it starts identifying and drawing the alternate shark harmonic pattern on the price chart. Traders who are looking to identify this pattern on the chart can use the alternate shark harmonic pattern indicator to detect the potential reversal zone or the point of interest in the harmonic pattern, and based on the PRZ, potential reversal zone, they can enter a buy or sell trade in the market. In the Settings section, under the Input tab, there are options available for us. In the first part, we can set the minimum wavelength, which is based on the zigzag indicator. The zigzag indicator has 3 parameters, and here we can adjust the first parameter, while the other 2 parameters are hard-coded with the values 3 and 3 in the calculations. In the next section, we can set the number of candles to be checked and analyzed for harmonic conditions, which is set to 100 candles by default. This means that from point D, it examines 100 candles backward to identify the Fibonacci ratio, and point C. From point C, it examines 100 candles backward to identify point B, and from B to A, and then from A, it moves 100 candles backward to identify point X, and finally, it draws the harmonic pattern. In the next section, we can enable or disable the display of the harmonic pattern lines. In the following section, we can enable or disable the break pivot option, which is set to true by default. If I set this option to false, I can adjust the distance ratio between the harmonic pattern pivot and the breakout pivot in the section below, which is set to 100 pipettes by default. As we can see by selecting the false option, the harmonic patterns are not detected for us, and it only displays the specific patterns in which a breakout has not yet occurred, making it easier to focus on relevant cases. For better understanding and clarity, I'll go ahead and set this option to true. In this section, we can see that the harmonic pattern has been detected for us, but at this point the A pivot has broken downward. This breakout causes the harmonic pattern to be considered invalid for us, but if our filter option in the break pivot section is set to true, it will identify and recognize this pattern as valid in our settings. However, if we set this option to false, we can specify the distance between the harmonic pattern's pivot and the breakout pivot in the section below, and if it exceeds this value, the pattern will not be detected for us. In the next section, there is the shift option, which is set to 2 by default here. This means that after point D is formed, it moves forward by 2 candles, and then the harmonic pattern is analyzed. If I set this option to 0, it will analyze the harmonic pattern as soon as the candle closes, and then it will draw the pattern. In the next section, we can enable or disable the display of bullish and bearish harmonic patterns. We can choose the drawing style of the harmonic pattern from 5 options: solid, dash, dot dash, dash dot, and dot dot. In the next section, we can set the line thickness, which is set to 1 by default. If we select a value greater than 1, the indicator will automatically display the drawing style as solid. And in the final section, we can change the color of the bearish harmonic pattern, the color of the bullish harmonic pattern, and finally the color of the harmonic pattern labels to any color we like. Be sure to keep in mind that in the MetaTrader 5 platform, the first two options are different for us, and the second option in MetaTrader 5 performs its calculations based on pivots. That is, in the MetaTrader 4 platform, it examines 100 candles backward from point D to identify point C, but in the MetaTrader 5 platform, if I have set the number to 10 here, it reviews 10 pivots in the past to identify point C. From point C, it moves 10 pivots backward to identify point B. From point B, it moves 10 pivots backward to identify point A, and from A to X, and finally, it draws the pattern for us. The last point you need to pay attention to is the values you set in the first and second options. If you set larger values in these two options, the identified patterns will be larger patterns. If we are looking to identify more suitable patterns, we should enter smaller values here. Well, friends, we've reached the end of this indicator tutorial. We would be happy if you share your comments and suggestions with us in the comments section.